Sure.
Mic check. We are going to be streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, so just excuse the delay. So as soon as we start there. Okay, I think we can begin. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mukami Wambora. Thank you for joining us here at the Muthaiga Golf Club for the Absa announcement for the sponsorship of the Magical Kenya Open 2022. For those of us who are watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, karibuni sana. I want you to stay tuned for an opportunity to win some tickets, so don't go anywhere. I want you guys to know the Kenya Open began in 1967, and Absa has been a big part of the Kenya Open. They've been sponsoring the event and been part of it for the last 11 years since it began. And right now, I would like to welcome on stage the Marketing and Commercial Corporate Relations Director, Mr. Moses Midhui. He will be giving us our opening remarks. Karibu sana.
The tournament director for Kenya Open, Mr. Patrick Obath, was also on the board of KOGL. KOGL board directors present. All protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a distinct pleasure to make some welcome remarks to today's event. As you may know, Absa has been part of the Kenya Open for many years, so over a decade now. This will be the 12th year of Absa participating in partnering with KOGL on the Kenya Open. And over the years, we've benefited a lot as a brand, as much as we've partnered to support the tournament. And for us, this tournament means a couple of things. The first thing is, you know, when you think about the brand purpose of Absa, which is bringing possibilities to life, there's no better way to demonstrate that than working with Kenyan golfers and golfers from all over the world to take golf where it's been, you know, from this part of the world to the global stage. And secondly is Brand Kenya and being part of a responsible corporate citizen in Kenya and building Brand Kenya with an asset like the Kenya Open is another reason why we find this partnership very, very valuable. And lastly, the ability to work with Kenyan pros or younger golfers to open demographics of those who participate in golf, and in a small way contribute towards development of golf in the country. And so we are very pleased to be making the announcement today, of which you're going to hear later from our Managing Director, Mr. Jeremy Awori. And we look forward to a successful tournament. And I just want to welcome you again and thank you once again indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mudhui. That is the Marketing and Corporate Relations Director for Absa. For those of us watching us on YouTube and on Facebook, remember the hashtag is Absa Presents MKO 2022. Use that hashtag and engage us on those platforms. At this juncture, I would like to invite a very distinguished guest. You know, the Kenya Open started off as the Challenge Tour, and then it moved on to the European Challenge Tour in 1991. And then now, since 2019, it's been part of the European Tour. It's a prestigious event that brings a lot of attention to the country. I would like to invite the tournament director, Mr. Patrick Obath, to give his remarks. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much. It's Jeremy Awori, CEO of Absa, Dr. Mudhui, my fellow directors, the Fourth Estate, golfers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mine is actually a pleasure today to speak on behalf of Kenya Open Golf Limited in two capacities. First as the tournament director, but also representing my chairman, Mr. Peter Kanyago, who unfortunately could not be here today. I'll make it short because these are actually pleasurable moments. We have been with Absa and their previous brand for all these years. And for those of you who have been following this tournament, when we started off, it was a Challenge Tour event. We were struggling to get the eyes and ears of people. Corporates had issues with golf because golf wasn't a brand that was popular and populous, for want of a better word. People prefer to go to football, they prefer to go to all those other places rather than putting money into golf. But Absa believed in us at that time. And we've been able to grow together as an event and as a brand over that period of time up to now, including the jump from being in the Challenge Tour to being in the European Tour. And I remember a meeting at this club where we are now back as a European Tour event as Kenya Open. And I think Jeremy remembers it, when we had the president upstairs and they were all brought in and they were press ganged almost to sort of say, we are going to the European Tour. The government is putting in so much money, so how much money are you guys putting in? And I said, yeah, okay, but everybody agreed to come in. The following year, the reality was that it was only, of all the partners were there, it was only Absa that actually came in cash to help us to continue that level. And the government of Kenya, which was the one that had actually pushed us to come into, to take that leap of faith to get into the European Tour. So the government of Kenya actually upped its sponsorship, but Absa stayed with their promise that they made at that time. And they've been with us since then, making that leap across into the European Tour. And as most of you have seen, the event has grown in stature. And this year, we have had an injection of pace from the European Tour, which has now been changed to the DP World Tour. So the tour event has actually changed to the DP World Tour, although the organization behind it is still called the European Tour Limited. And with the change to the DP World Tour, they have set the bar higher, and this has come to a point whereby the minimum purse of any European Tour event will be $2 million compared to about 1.2, which is where we were before. So that is a big jump that the event has made this year. So the prize money that is going to be fought for this year is $2 million compared to 1.2 million last year. And obviously that means that you're going to get a lot of very interesting players coming in this year. And already we are seeing the entries closed yesterday. And with those entries closing yesterday, we're already seeing that the numbers of players coming in and the names of the players are a little bit higher on the rung of the European Tour, or the DP World Tour, than we had in previous years. And it is within that environment that we are happy to have Absa still being with us as the Kenya Open, and taking us forward into this new era of much higher prize money and a lot more demands from our players coming in into the future. So mine is just to say thank you very much to Absa, who have been with us for all these years. They've come in again as a presenting sponsor this year, and we are sure that most of you who are here will feel the impact of having Absa here over the next 2 weeks or so. So thank you very much for listening to me. And I think now it's my turn to invite Jeremy Awori, the MD of Absa Kenya, to come and make his remarks. Jeremy. You need to...
Thank you, Patrick, our tournament director for the Magical Kenya Open, members of the KOGL board present here today, members of Muthaiga Golf Club board present here today, members of the media, colleagues, fellow Absa colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's always a pleasure this time of year to come for this event and to be associated with this event. I think Patrick has very ably given you a history of how we have evolved over the years. And I want to really take this opportunity to recognize and thank KOGL, starting with their chairman, Peter Kanyago, the board, and people like Patrick, who are very involved in the preparation of the tournament, right? And given its evolution from a local tournament to and then we eventually took it up a level to the European Challenge Tour and then to the European Tour, you know, it just keeps going levels and levels higher and higher. And once you're at a European Tour, there are not many on the African continent. We have to perform at the level of whether it's in Europe or whether it's in Asia, that level. And I think we're very proud of this collaboration with KOGL and the opportunities I think it brings to Kenya. It demonstrates partnership between private sector and government, especially the last few years, because before it was predominantly private sector with KOGL. I remember those moments when the government came in and we were like, now, how are we going to traverse into the big league? And there was a lot of trepidation in the planning, but the government came through, Ministry of Sports came through, Ministry of Tourism came through, and you know, we had to up the amounts of money. And I remember going to the board, and the amounts of money are not small, you know. So these are significant investments. That are you sure? Yes, we're sure. And I think the reason why we're sure is, you know, tournaments like this are watched by hundreds of millions of people across the world, right? So this becomes bigger than just golf. Number one, it showcases and changes the perception of not just Kenya, but Africa. Because people watch, they're so committed to golf. Their families and friends watch golf. So they can say, wow, you mean Kenya has golf courses like that? And then we've got the opportunities to inject other advertising material that promotes Kenya. I guess hence we moved to the Magical Kenya Open presented by Absa. Because we really want to promote sports, and importantly, we want to promote Kenya as a destination. And I think Kenya can be a great, and is becoming more of a great golf destination where people can come here just because they want to have, you know, that experience. So I think it is important to recognize that partnerships, you know, are so important, you know, as we move forward as a country, and they can become a significant part of the economy also. You've just heard a move from $1.2 million to $2 million. I would actually argue I can't think of a sport which has prize money over 3 days of more than that in this country, if you think about it, any sport, right? And we're here today and we're going to make it happen, and we're very proud of that. I think the other thing that is very important to us is our purpose, which is about bringing possibilities to life. And you know, there's so many opportunities in this country, and where we're proud in this context is that we've had the honor and pleasure to work with a number of our Kenyan pros, and hear their stories and to work with them so that they are in a position to improve their game and improve their livelihood, because this is their livelihood at the end of the day. And many of them have gone on internationally to post you know, fairly remarkable performances, even on the international stage, not to mention the stage here. And it's really an opportunity for me on behalf of the bank, is to really recognize the tenacity, hard work, and the resilience that goes into the preparation for such a tournament. You know, competing at this level is no joke. And in particular with golf, you need to have a mental toughness and composure to make sure that you get through. And many of our pros have really come through, you know, in very difficult circumstances and still managed to play at that level. So we really appreciate that. And then there's some very special stories that you hear, like Isaac Makoha, who at a young age became deaf. But still, against those odds, he still pursued his passion, you know, and has come to the highest level of golf, you know. So when you hear about stories like that, it just makes you consider and say, look, what's my excuse, or what's your excuse, when people can do things like that and they can keep that passion and drive after their goals. And I hope that inspires many people, and we like to share these stories because it shows you what is indeed possible. So as a brand, we're committed to sports. We're committed to the commitment of our players, and we obviously be looking forward to further partnerships with our pros in this competition, and you'll be hearing more about those details in the coming days. You know, when we finish signing up the contracts with them, which are currently underway. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's just to really reiterate our commitment to golf, to KOGL, and I think in growing sports in general. I think when we reflect, we get involved with sports at different stages. We've also been involved with athletics now. That's another area we're getting involved with. You saw last year we were the main sponsor of the Kipkeino Classic. Again, another opportunity. Athletics is so close in our hearts and done by so many people across the country. And again, we brought world-class athletes to this arena. We saw the likes of Omanyala doing very well, Justin Gatlin and others coming through. These are top-class athletes, and it was aired all over the world. Again, what does it do? It lifts our organizational capacity of events. It lifts the performance of our athletes, and it also gives them a livelihood, because again, these are professional meets. So we have a passion for this, and we'll continue to promote and work with the government around promoting sports as well as tourism, you know, in terms of promoting this country. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I think as part of our continued commitment, I'm pleased to announce today that we'll be investing 56 million shillings into the Magical Kenya Open 22 edition. We're proud to be the presenting partner, you know, with them, and to support them to make this year's tournament the best ever. You know, we appreciate all the hard work of KOGL. We appreciate the hard work and preparation of our pros. And every year it actually gets harder for them, because when the prize money goes up, the caliber of players, golfers, goes up also, right? And I think we really need to appreciate that, because this is their office, right? So they're not coming here for fun and games, right? They're coming here to, you know, if they come here and they don't qualify, then it means they're paying their ticket and they're going back empty-handed, you know. So I really wish our pros the very best in this tournament, and really look forward to the day where we see them, you know, not just qualifying, you know, for the final rounds, but also being on the podium and winning, because ideally, we would like to keep that prize money here in Kenya. But obviously, we support all the people participating wherever they come. And I also want to take this opportunity to welcome them to Kenya, and we'll show them true Kenyan hospitality. That's one of our greatest strengths, our people, and we will definitely welcome them with open arms. So we're proud to be the sponsor. And as I conclude, I think I would really like to encourage Kenyans to come and support and watch the Magical Kenya Open that is happening between the 3rd and the 6th of March. So it's very soon. You can see the course is in great shape. There'll be a lot of activities. It'll be a lot of fun. So I encourage you to come out and watch this year's tournament. I think just to conclude, I want to take this opportunity to thank the board and staff of Muthaiga Golf Club for sponsoring, for providing this great course. They've done a lot of work, and it can't be overstated how much work it is to qualify a course to be on the European Tour, or now the DP World Tour, as Patrick indicated. So thank you to Muthaiga Golf Club. Also really to thank KOGL for continuing. It's been a tough last couple of years with COVID and just managing all of this, but you've kept on at it, so just congratulations and thank you for that. And then also really an opportunity to thank the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage, along with the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, again, for continuing to support this sport and show that we can have great private-public partnership to bring great events to Kenya. So I just want to thank everyone for your attention today. It's always our pride to be here, and we look forward to a great tournament. So I think thank you very much for your attention today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Awori. We want to present the check if we can have the podium moved. I remember I promised those of you who are watching on YouTube and on Facebook an opportunity to win some tickets. Well, here it is. For those of you who want to win a ticket, all you have to do is answer one simple question. Who was the winner of the 2019 edition? So all you have to tell me is who was the winner of the Magical Kenya Open 2019 edition. You can just comment. Can just comment on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, yes. If you can log in and comment, you'll win. There are 2 pairs of season tickets up for grabs. So just log in, drop a comment, and we'll be able to announce the winners. I think I'd love to now invite the CEO of Absa, as well as the tournament director, as well as the marketing and corporate relations, to present the check. First of all, Mr. Awori, you can just sign the check. It is of 56 million Kenya shillings. But just for those who are joining us on YouTube and on Facebook, remember there's an opportunity for you to win a pair of season tickets for the Magical Kenya Open. All you have to do is tell us the winner of the 2019 edition. The first 2 comments will win the prize, and the Absa team will be in touch with the first 2 to comment on that. And do use the hashtag Absa presents MKO 2022. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I think we can close that. For everyone who's watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, goodbye. For those of us who are remaining, I think I will request the CEO of Absa, Mr. Awori, and the tournament director, Mr. Obath, to just come up so that we can have a short question and answer session with the media. Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone from the media has any questions. You can just